Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So today I'm so excited because we are going to be reviewing Colourpop's Valentine's Day collection for 2022, and when I tell you how many tags I got on this collection on Instagram, I'm telling you I got a lot because I think you guys know my obsession with heart shapes, and they are bringing back their little cutie heart shaped blushes. Not only are they bringing us 5 new shades, they brought back my favorite shade from last year, which is Kiss and Tell. So I'm so excited for that. But what's most exciting about this collection for me is that I got to film a little video for Colourpop's YouTube channel. So depending when you are watching this, if you're watching as soon as I upload, it might not be out just yet, but I'll keep you updated in the description box. I'll put a card up here. I'll also leave a pinned comment as well because I'm just so excited. Like, how crazy is that I'm gonna be on Colourpop's YouTube channel? That's so crazy, guys. It's such a dream to be working with like my dream brand, and I can't believe this is the second time that I'm working with them. And I really do have you guys to thank for that, for always supporting my channel wholeheartedly and supporting my Colourpop reviews, because if you guys didn't support it, they would not know who I am and I would not get this opportunity to work with them. So I did a look for their channel. So technically I did do 4 looks for this collection. So 1 look on Colourpop's channel, 3 looks in today's video, and in today's video I'm just doing my normal review. This is not sponsored or anything. This is just me reviewing another Colourpop collection. So we got my 3 looks and then swatches, comparisons, everything you need to know. I'm gonna aim to get this video uploaded before the launch, like a couple hours before the launch. So hopefully if you are watching as soon as I upload, hopefully you guys can get a look into the collection, because I really do think this is going to sell out. So like, set your alarms, pick what you are going to get, because I think it's going to sell out really quickly. I'm pretty sure they will restock, but it might take a while. But regardless, we have a lot to talk about today, so let's go ahead and hop right into the video. Okay, so there's going to be timestamps like always, so if you want to skip to a certain product, feel free to do so, no worries. But let's go ahead and break down the collection first. What is in the Secret Admirer Valentine's Day collection from Colourpop this year? So first up, we have the Secret Admirer eyeshadow palette. This is a 9-pan standard eyeshadow palette, meaning it's in their normal size. They do have some palettes that are a little bit bigger with bigger pans, but this is just in the normal size. It is $14 US, and as you guys can probably see, there are 2 shades that are in a little heart pan, and I think that is such a cute touch. And actually the outer packaging for this, it's the cutest detail, but when you open it, it opens like an envelope. So I feel like those little details really make this collection a little more unique compared to their other collections. And then of course, next up we have the 6 heart-shaped blushes. These are $10 US each, and like I mentioned in the beginning, 5 of them are new, 1 of them came out last year. And then next up we also have 6 Fresh Kiss lip creams. These are $8 US each. And then coming from Soul Body, we have the shimmering body powder, which is $12 US, and then the shimmering dry oil, which is $16 US. And then coming from Fourth Rate Beauty, we have the Good Together moisturizer and lip mask duo. So you get 2 items in here for $20 US. And then lastly in the collection, we have some hair accessories. There are some hair clips, and they have these little heart-shaped gummies. They are obviously not real gummies, but they look really real, and this is $10 US for 2 clips. And then finally we have the heart-shaped hairbrush. This is $9 US. So after watching this review, if you guys would like to purchase anything from this collection or anything else on Colourpop's website, I do have an affiliate code, which is just my name, Judy, at checkout for 10% off. I do earn a small commission at no cost to you, but that does support me and my channel out in the end, so thank you in advance if you do choose to use my code. No pressure, there's other codes you could use as well. I know Trend Mood also has one as well. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the reviews. Let's start off with the eyeshadow palette, and typically I am most excited for the eyeshadow palette, but I think for this collection the heart-shaped blushes really excite me the most. But still, love this palette, and honestly so cute. This is the outer packaging here. Just Valentine's Day vibes all over. You can just tell that this is a Valentine's Day collection, and like I mentioned earlier, that this is in their standard 9-pan size. It's in the cardboard packaging, and then we have the 2 shades that have the heart-shaped pan. And in this palette you will receive 4 metallics and 5 mattes. There are no pressed glitters. All the mattes are complete mattes as well, and I think with the ratio in here it is perfect, and I really enjoyed this palette actually. I didn't realize surprised I could get so deep with this color story because we have this shade here in the corner called My Everything. It's such a deep, rich burgundy color that you can go so smoky like I did in look 1. Because you have such a dark shade in here, it makes the palette so much more versatile, and it's also suitable for more skin tones, because I feel like sometimes with their other pink monochromatic palettes, they tend to be just in the light to mid-tone shade range and they are just more brighter, but they don't go as deep as this one. So I was really surprised I could do that, as well as these two metallics here. They are pretty dark, and then we have the bright fuchsia pink, which I loved. I used that one a lot. And then In the Mood, which is what I have in my inner third right now, it is so intense. It's such an intense light shadow, and I think with all the metallics you get a really good range. Nothing crosses over. The mattes are really nice as well. You get transition, mid-tone, and dark. That's what I always ask for in a palette, so I think ratio wise it is just absolute perfection. If I could really nitpick on anything, the shade Everlasting and All Night, although in the pan they look different, they are in the same depth of a mid-tone. The undertone is just slightly different, and once you apply this on your eyes, it's going to look very, very similar. So that's really the only thing that I could say that's like a con for this palette, is that these two shades is going to look slightly the same on your eyes. Like there's not much of a difference there. But other than that, I think this palette like really is great. Like that's literally the only bad thing I could say about it, because everything else doesn't cross over. Everything else performs well. It's high shine. It blends out beautifully. It's a really nice pink monochromatic palette. I love pink eyeshadow, so it's hard to pick which pink monochromatic palette is my favorite. But I definitely think the longer I have this in my collection, it could be possibly my favorite. I think the heart-shaped pans also add to that as well. So yeah, I'm really loving this, and I think you guys will love it as well, so I definitely would recommend. And then of course next up we have the iconic heart-shaped blushes. I'm just gonna hold up one for reference because I don't want to hold all 6 and drop them, but these are so cute. Like not only like the packaging is adorable, matches the theme, the pressed powder formula from Colourpop, if you are new, is amazing. I love their blushes so much. I think they blend out like a dream. They are quite pigmented, but you can go quite light-handed, or you can go very extreme. The look that I did for Colourpop's channel, I over blushed a lot, like a lot. I went with the brightest blushes, and I think within the 6 there's definitely a shade for you. I think there's a good variation, whether you like something a bit mauvey or pinky or bright, there will be a nice shade that you will like. So my favorite shade would still have to be Kiss and Tell, which is the repeat shade that came from last year. And Kiss and Tell is a really nice like peachy pink. Like it's not too peachy, it's not too pink, it's like the perfect mix of both, and it would have to be my favorite still. Then we have Flirt Alert, which is described to be a dusty mauve. I think this would be a nice neutral one. A lot of people will love this. Then we have a Let's Dance, which is a warm peachy pink. And then Text Me is a hot pink. This is a very, very hot pink. And then we have Forever Yours, which is a warm coral red. I love this one as well. And then lastly we have Baby Cakes, which is the darkest one, and it's sort of just like a berry blush. It's really, really pretty. So I feel like within the 6 they have a fairly good range, and they are actually different from the last year ones. Like they don't cross over. Obviously like Kiss and Tell is the repeat, but with Love Me Not and My Type there isn't a crossover. And of course I'll swatch all of them from last year and this year so you can see them all side by side. And then on my Instagram I got a comment asking me if I could compare it to the Love Flush blush from Too Faced, and they are not the same at all. Like they're literally completely different products, different packaging. The only similarity is that it's in a heart shape. So with the packaging, Colourpop one is in that soft velvet kind of texture, and it's also a puffy kind of heart. And then for the Too Faced one, it is plastic and it's very skinny. As for the formulation, the finish itself is literally different. Colourpop's one are all matte. Too Faced is all like satin. They all have a sheen in it, so it's not a complete matte at all. I have some new shades here that might be a complete matte, but I would say for the most part they do have a sheen to it. The Too Faced one definitely is a little bit more buildable, whereas the Colourpop one off the bat is very, very pigmented. With that being said, Too Faced is a lot more expensive. This blush is really hard to find. It's not available in every single country. I'm lucky enough to get it here in New Zealand, but I know like in the US it's like you can't get it. But I know it's available available in Korea. So this is a little harder to get, but this one is more accessible because it's from Colourpop. It's more affordable. It's like $10. So really no comparison at all, but just in case if you're curious like that one subscriber, then there you go. And then let's talk about the Fresh Kiss lip creams. So these are really nice as well. I really like the lip cream formula. It's quite new. So I'll leave my video up here if you would like to hear more about it. It is like a liquid to powder kind of finish. So it does dry down quite matte, but it still transfers just a little bit. But I like to blot it out with my finger to get more of a diffused effect, and I really love it for that. It doesn't feel drying. It's very lightweight. It doesn't emphasize the lines on my lips. I really enjoy this formula, and I think when it comes to this, it really is just personal preference and what lip colors you like. I think in the 6 they are all quite neutral and very nude. So I do prefer a lip color that's a little bit more rosy, a bit brighter, or peachy even. So my favorite shade would have to be Date Night because it is more of like the brighter one, and it has a bit of peachiness to it as well. But all the shades are really beautiful. I'm wearing the shade Heaven right now just to match my eye look. They're all pretty, again, just coming down to personal preference, and I think that's the same with like any Colourpop review. It is all down to personal preference, what you have in your collection, what do you like, because none of these formulas are like new, they are just new shades. So depending what you like, Date Night would just have to be my favorite. And then onto the other little goodies in the collection we have from Soul Body. We got the dry oil and the powder. They're both in the shade Pretty Peachy, which I didn't get to use because I don't use these kind of products very often, but I'm going to keep both because I really like the shade. It is a very pretty peachy color, so I like that. As for the Fourth Ray Beauty products, I have tried the lip mask before. They are nice. I was a little skeptical to use them before because I have really sensitive lips, but I think I'll be okay using them now, so I'm going to keep the strawberry one. I'll also keep the moisturizer. I just have a lot of skincare open right now that I don't want to open this and then let it go bad, if you know what I mean. So it is a good deal. For $20 you get these little products. And then for the hair accessories, I do think the hair clips are quite expensive for $10 for only 2 clips, although it is very cute and it does literally look like sour heart-shaped peach gummies or something. It is cute. I just don't know how worth it is for $10 for these 2 clips alone. And then we have the brush. I really like the brush. It is a mini shaped brush. So let's compare it to the blush. Oh, it's like literally the same size as the blush. So it's not a big brush at all. I really like this actually. This is a really cutie brush. But that does conclude this little collection. That was my breakdown on everything. Hopefully you guys found that helpful with the swatches and the comparisons and everything like that. I always try my best to give you the most information I can. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into my 3 looks. Alright, so hopping into the first look, I'm going to start off with the shade Hey Girl, and I'm going to focus this onto my lid space first, just packing on the color there to get the most pigmentation, and then we will slowly blend that up into the crease and then towards the brow bone. Since the first look is going to be a pretty intense smoky eye, you want to take your time blending out the base color because that is going to help with the blended overall look. So I'm also going to take Hey Girl onto my lower lash line as well. I'm just going to sweep that from the outer corner right to the inner corner, just all over my lower lash. And next I'm going into the shade My Everything, and I'm going to focus this mainly just on my lids. So packing that on like we did with Hey Girl, but we're not going to blend it up too high into the crease and towards the brow bone, so that way we have a really nice gradual blend from light to dark. So I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line as well, but this time I'm taking it on a defining brush and pressing that up against my waterline again for that balance. Now I'm going to go into the shade See You Tonight, and I'm going to focus this at the center of my eye so that way the most pigment goes there, and then I'm pretty much just going to swipe that all over my lid just to give the eyes a little bit more dimension, and I think it's the perfect metallic to complement the smoky eye look. I actually also take a little bit of this onto my lower lash line as well, just sweeping that along again just for more dimension. And now going into the shade In the Mood, I'm going to use this to highlight my inner corners. This this is a very intense pinky silver, so it is like the perfect inner corner just to bring some light into this really deep smoky eye. But now I'm going to go ahead and take my black liquid liner to create the base of my wing, and then I'll go in with a matte black eyeshadow to help smudge and smoke that wing out. Also taking a dark brown eyeliner into the bottom waterline, and then lastly just popping on my false lashes. Today I'm wearing the style Blessings from House of Lashes. And then for blush today, I took the shade Flirt Alert and I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks. I think this is the perfect mauvey blush color, and I think it complements the burgundy tones perfectly. Alright guys, so this is the first look completed. I wanted to do something very dramatic and smoky, and I think we definitely achieved that. For the final lip color, I did go in with the lip cream in the shade Oh Baby. I did blot it out so it's not too berry, but I think it does match the eye look perfectly, and we have a very solid monochromatic look at the end. But I love how this look turned out. I love a good burgundy smoky eye. I think that would have to be my favorite, and I'm really impressed that we can actually get something so deep from a palette like this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first look. So now hopping into the second look, I'm going to start off with the shade With Love, and this is going to be the base color for our eye look. So I'm just going to lightly sweep that all over my lid using windshield wiping motions. I will blend that slightly into my crease just to get that gradient effect, but it's mainly going to just be on our lid space. It's just going to be the overall color that you see for this eye look. So I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line as well. I'm just going to sweep that from the outer corner right to the inner corner. And next, taking the shade Too Cute, which is the hot fuchsia metallic, I'm taking this on an angle brush, and I'm going to use this to start creating my outer wing. So just drawing on my wing like I normally would with the angled brush. I'm going to create it quite thick as well because I want the color to show up, because we are going to put lashes on afterwards. So we are creating that a little bit thicker, and then as you can see, I'm going to drag that wing onto my lower lash line as well, like aligning it along. Then I'm going to go into the shade Heating Up, which is more of like a red metallic, and I'm going to place that at the inner third to complete off the wing, so we have like a gradient metallic wing liner look. I think it looks really pretty. It's a little more muted, so I think it pairs really well with the hot pink at the outer corners, and it has a really nice gradual blend between the two shades. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my everything on a very thin angle brush, and I'm just going to stamp that literally right along my lash line. I just like to do this just because I do like to wear false lashes, so I need the false lashes to blend into my lash line properly, and I feel like if I don't have something very dark at the lash line, it's not going to look as natural. And then just popping on my false lashes. Today I'm wearing the style Angel Baby Girl from Dora Lashes. This is the collab with Jessica Vu. As for blush today, I went in with the shade Let's Dance. It's a really nice muted pink. It has a little bit of peach in there too, but it matches the eye look perfectly. It's the perfect shade for this look. And this, you guys, is the second look completed. This look is probably going to be the most minimal one out of all three, so I wanted to include something a little bit more approachable. If you want to play with color but not too much color, this is a really nice way to do so. It's just adding that into your winged liner. But for my final lip color, I went in with the shade Date Night. It's a really nice peachy pink, and it's definitely going to be one of my favorite colors. I absolutely love it. Pairs really nicely with the eye look as well. But yeah, this is the completed look. I think it was very simple, easy to do, but still got that color in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the second look. So finally onto the last look, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the shade Everlasting, and this is going to be the transition shadow and also the base color. So I'm just working that all over my lid, and then I'll slowly blend that up into my crease, towards the brow bone, also towards the outer corners as well, just getting this blended out all over my lid space. And then I'm also gonna take that onto my lower lash line as well, just sweeping that from the outer corner right to the inner corner. Next up, going into the shade My Everything, I'm going to focus this at the outer corners of my eyes first, just to get the most pigmentation there, and then I will bring some of that darkness into the inner crease, because we are going to be doing a half cut crease for this look, so we always want some depth, so that way the cut crease can contrast against that. My Everything is such a deep burgundy color, but it blends out like a dream, but you just want to take your time with this. So we're also going to take that onto our lower lash line as well. But now I'm going to go ahead and take my P. Louise eyeshadow base. You can just use a concealer, whatever you like. This is just what I have in my collection. I'm going to use this to start mapping out my crease shape. I just like to apply it to the inner third of my lid, and I like to go above the natural fold of my crease, so that way when I look up you still can see the cut crease, but it's also not going to transfer with the metallic shadow. So I'm using more of a rounded brush just to get the shape, and then I'll go in with a very thin precise brush to really cut that crease out and make that very, very sharp. And now going into the shade Too Cute, which is the hot fuchsia metallic shadow, I'm going to place that right at the center of my lid, kind of where the P. Louise base is fading out into the shadow. This is just going to mesh the two textures together and also combine the colors as well, and also reinforce that pink color. And now going into the shade In the Mood, we're going to place this right at the inner third of the cut crease, and you can see In the Mood is such an intense light pink silver, and I think it's perfect for a cut crease because it really just pops that cut crease out. So I'm placing that at the inner third, I'm dragging that along the base line of that cut crease, and then I'm also going to take that into my inner corners, onto my lower lash line at the inner third. So now just going ahead and taking my black liquid liner, I'm going to use this to create the base of my wing, and then taking a matte black eyeshadow to help smudge and smoke this wing out. I always like to go a little bit more intense and dramatic with my wing when I do a half cut crease. I think it just matches the look a little bit better. And then lastly, just popping on my false lashes. Today I'm wearing the style Love and Light from House of Lashes. As for blush today, I'm using the shade Forever Yours, just applying that to the apples of my cheeks and blending that back towards my temples. This is also a really nice rosy pink with a little peach undertone to it. I think it matches the look pretty well. And here we have the final look completed. It's definitely been a while since I've done a half cut crease, but I just love it. I love how glam it is. I love how just sharp it is. But the final lip color I'm wearing is the shade Heaven, and I think it like matches the eyeshadow perfectly to the T. So we have a really cute pink monochromatic look going. So I hope you guys enjoyed this final look. Alright guys, so those were my 3 looks. What do you guys think? Let me know your favorite down below. Also, don't forget I did another look for Colourpop's channel, so again, that will be in the description box. They'll be in the cards as well. I'll pin it in a comment too. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and if you did enjoy today's video, if you found it helpful, if you could give the video a thumbs up for me, I'd appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching as always. I love you, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!